It is perhaps fitting in many ways that the day that Sunil Chhetri has announced his international football retirement, that certain thoughts that Virat Kohli, someone who has considered himself a close friend and confidant of Chhetri on retirement itself, will be doing the rounds. Now, it is worth noting that unlike Chhetri, who's made it clear when exactly his last game will be, there's no set timeline as of yet on when it is that Kohli will be calling it a day on his rather illustrious career. Now, of course, there's also no doubts of the fact that that day when Kohli would call it quits is perhaps closer now than it would have been maybe 5 or even 10 years prior, because even for athletes as fit as him, father time can often come calling in the most brutal ways possible. But whilst there's no actual timeline or date specifically put out yet by Kohli on when it is he might want to call it a day, he has shared some thoughts on how it is he'd want to approach the final leg of his career and what it is that he'd be doing once he finally called it quits. He said that as sportsmen, we do always have an end date to our careers. I don't want to finish my career thinking of what if I had done this or that on a particular day. Now, that's an interesting approach, and perhaps also sums up why it is you've sometimes seen him being playing, his cricket with a lot more freedom nowadays. As he himself said, he's saying, I don't want to have, any regrets or thoughts where I'm thinking what it is that I could have done on this day, or maybe I could have done something different on another particular day. Perhaps that explains why it is he's been playing, more freely when it comes to, if you see his IPL or his T20I cricket, and may even be a good sign going into the T20 World Cup, where oftentimes the biggest criticism of him as well as like Rohit Sharma has been that they end up playing conservative cricket. Maybe this sort of a mentality is key to opening up the shackles a little bit and ensuring that he can play with some more freedom. But this is not just the only thing he said. He also talked about what it is that he'd be wanting to do once he actually called it quits for good. And he said that once I'm done, I'll be gone. You won't see me for a while. So I want to give everything I have till the time I play, and that's the only thing that keeps me going. That's an interesting way really of looking at it, because it does somewhat mirror what it is that even one of Kohli's best friends and idols in MS Dhoni did. Once Dhoni was done with his career, I mean, sure, he took nearly a year to announce his retirement after a point, but we knew it was done, and then after that, he did kind of disappear from the public eye for the longest of times. Of course, the fact that a COVID pandemic came in between all of that, the start of it at least, perhaps had something to do with it. But Kohli does seem to have rather similar thoughts where he says, I'm going to be gone and you won't be actually seeing me for a while. Then again, it's also worth noting that Kohli has recently become a father for a second time, so perhaps would want some time away from the rigors of cricket to be able to spend that extra time with his family. And who can really begrudge him that, given the kind of relentless schedule that he has been a part of for both the Indian cricket team as well as his franchise, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, over the past few years. Now, obviously, no one really wants to be at a time point where we are actually talking about Kohli retiring, but as Kohli himself said, they all have end dates to their careers. So what are your thoughts really on how it is that Kohli wants to approach his retirement? Well, you can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, from my side, it's goodbye.